All right, here we go. Next problem, this B here, is the same scenario. We've got a double angle right here that we'll have to deal with, but our other one's just an X. And so, how can we work our way through to get rid of that double angle, have just the X, and be able to solve from there? So, let's go for it. We've got 3 times. Now, cosine of 2x, we can rewrite that as cosine squared of x minus sine squared of x, then plus cosine of x equals 2. We don't really want to have sine in here. We can convert that into being just cosine. And again, if you do have that memorized, you can save yourself this step. But we're going to have, the next line is going to be 3 times cosine squared of x minus, and now sine, we learned, was 1 minus cosine squared of x, and then that plus cosine of x equals 2. Now we're going to multiply this all out, and we've got, let's see, or let's clean it up in the middle first here. So 3 times cosine squared of x minus 1 plus cosine squared of x plus cosine of x equals 2. That's 3 cosine squared of x minus 3 plus 3 cosine squared of x plus cosine x. And while we're right here, let's go ahead and subtract 2 from each side. So cosine of x minus 2 equals 0. All right, cleaning that all up and getting ready to factor here. So we've got, let's get all of our cosine squareds together. So that's 3 cosine squared x plus 3 cosine squared of x is 6 cosine squared of x plus cosine of x, and minus 5 equals 0. Now this is just a quadratic right here. I'm going to rewrite it over here on the side to kind of point that out, but this is just 6x squared plus x minus 5 equals 0, and that would factor out to, let's see, it's going to add, we got, so factors of 6 are 1 and 6 and 2 and 3. Factors of 5 are just 1 and 5, and we're looking for where the difference is 1, and so 1 and 6 and 6 and 5, and we want the 6 to be positive. So that's going to give us 6x and x, and then minus 5 and plus 1 equals 0. So using that back in the problem, now let's kind of reinsert the cosine squared as our x's over here, and maybe I should use y or something just to differentiate, but we're just trying to use our quadratics. And so we've got 6 cosine of x minus 5 times cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, and set each of these equal to 0. So here we've got 6 cosine of x minus 5 equals 0. And our other one's going to be, the other one in red, we've got cosine of x plus 1 equals 0. That one's going to be a little more straightforward, so let's just deal with that one first. Subtract 1, and where does cosine of x equal negative 1? Well, that's going to be at pi. So x equals pi. For the other side over here, we're going to add 5 to both sides. So 6 cosine of x equals 5. Then divide by 6. So cosine of x equals 5/6. And that's not at one of our angles we know. So let me grab the calculator. and we're going to do the inverse cosine of 5 divided by 6. Now, as you're thinking through this, this is only going to give us, and are we in which? Let's find out here. We're in radians. Okay, and I think this problem was given in yeah, the domain's given in radians, so we're okay. What's our answer going to be here? We'll round it to 0.59. So cosine of x equals 0.59. Now, take a moment to think through it. Hey, this is only in quadrant 1 right now. Remember, inverse cosine operates in first and second quadrant. So we've got a reference angle of 0.59 radians. But where else will cosine give us a positive 5/6? Well, it's going to be in quadrant 4. And so where would that one be? Well, that's going to be 2 pi minus 0.59. Or to try to get a little bit closer, let's actually store this answer. So store it. We'll store it as our x value. And so 2 pi minus our x value, the number we just stored, gives us 5.69. Really, that will round up. So let's go 5.70. So 5.70. 5.70. And there's our answers. All right, hope that helped.